Alright, so we just wanted to make a brief video if you're someone like myself who's not super knowledgeable, especially when it comes to wiring and batteries, and maybe you just had a power wheel that the battery went dead and you don't want to pay the $85, $90 odd dollars for another 12 volt power wheel battery that maybe your charger doesn't even work right for. So you don't need to do that. So I have two different power wheels here. We call this one the Monster Truck. It's an old F-150 power wheel, 12 volt. And then this one here, which I believe is called the Surge, we actually bought that off of my kids' aunt and uncle. The battery no longer works in it. So what we're going to do is in this one, we are going to run this here. This is just a power tool off of the drill. See, it's hyper lithium battery, clicks right into the drill. Well, same thing. We're going to do that one on the Monster Truck. And then this is just a tractor battery you can buy from Walmart. I believe this was 25, maybe 30 bucks. As expensive as things are now, it might be a little more expensive. But both options work. This one is definitely the better, but it's also the more expensive. So these batteries by themselves, I want to say, are typically 30, or excuse me, 50, maybe $60, depending on the brand, but they are expensive and they do wear out after a period of time, but they run at a higher RPM in essence, and it makes the power wheels really fly. This one, by the way, also requires an adapter I'm going to show. This tractor battery, as I mentioned, I believe we paid 30 bucks for it. Runs for a long time. I have a John Deere battery. We use it for that. Same exact battery. And it doesn't run as fast as this, but it runs a long time. It'll run a long time before you need to charge it. And then you just need some sort of a charger that you can attach to it. I'll show you the one I use here. So there's I have the rigid drills. That's what my batteries are. Here is the charger that I use for the tractor battery. Just a battery tender. These are like 50 bucks, but you can use them on anything. I use them on street bikes, tractors, pretty much anything. So that's what we're going to do. So first to show, again, the smaller drill battery. So all you need, here is the wires that come out of the power wheel. You have a positive and negative. This right here, there's two of them here because we're running two of the power drill batteries. This is an adapter. I believe this one was $13 on Amazon. You just have to buy the one for your drill. So this is a rigid drill adapter. You just type into Amazon Power Wheels battery adapter and it pops up for pretty much every make. Just type in whatever make you have. As I mentioned, I had the rigid two batteries for that, so we just bought the rigid adapter. And just to show you, it is as simple as you can see how I did it. I cut the wires, the little plug that was here that plugs into the 12 volt power wheel battery, cut the tip off, and then I just used black tape, tied the wires together, and then black taped it up good. And then again, this just slides in and clicks, and that's it. For the two wires, I just overlapped them, so you can do it with one. We did two, so it's got even more juice, and I'll show you what it runs like here at the end. And you can also, probably the better option is to use these wire clips. You just screw them in and they tighten, and then black tape over top of them just to be safe. Electrical tape anytime you do wiring, but I didn't even do that there. I just used black tape. So that is the first kind of method, and I would say the better. It runs faster, but again, it is more expensive. You not only need the adapter, but these batteries you either have to have, or when they wear out, which I would say they're probably going to wear out quicker than the tractor battery, it's just going to be more expensive. But it is definitely a bigger bang for the punch. Especially we use these old power wheels in power wheel derbies, not to mention flying around the yard. So this one here, we're actually just finishing it. So we're going to use that battery hookup for the old tractor battery. We're going to set it right in here. This old battery, this is it right here. So I just cut, it had these little clips that just slid over there. I just cut right behind that clip, and then I used just my wire cutter tool there to cut them off. You can use needle nose, excuse me, or anything sharp to just kind of round it off so you got a tip. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to use this. I just had some left over for my derby, but you can buy this wiring at AutoZone or anywhere. This is 16 gauge. You probably don't need anything that heavy duty. I mean, I run this on my derby cars, but here's some wiring. So I'm going to splice this. I'll cut this back, splice it there. And then the only other thing you need if you are running the battery, you'll notice the terminal there. So I'm going to, again, I'll show it here when I'm all done, but I wanted to show before. I'm going to splice the new wire on that, and then I'll put these tips, oops, see it there, to where here's the actual case. Again, this is 12 gauge. Get my camera to focus. You probably don't need anything this heavy duty, but this is what I have for my derby cars. So this just slides over this, so you just loosen out the nut there, slide it on, tighten it in, and then the wire, if you're not familiar, it just slides in there and you crimp down. You see this is an old one I already crimped down, and that's how it's making good contact on there. So that's the tractor battery method, and again, we're just going to have it strapped in there. So that's really it. It's that simple. And again, I'd run electrical tape, the black tape, over the wiring when you're done, and I'll show that here in a moment. But that's it. Again, you can either use the power tool to really get the RPMs up, and these little power wheels fly, as you'll see, or you can use probably the cheaper and the easier, long-term cheaper certainly as well, with the tractor battery. And it doesn't run as fast, but it runs good too. So here we go. We'll see what we come out with. So here are these batteries, again, ready to go. And you can see here I actually cut the plastic. We had a tractor battery, lawnmower battery that I showed there in this, and we had to cut it out to make it fit. But these ones here I plugged in. Need to strap them in if you're really kind of bouncing around, or if you're in a Power Wheel Derby, but that's how we have them sitting with this one. And then this one here, again, I just got those wires with the wire nuts, taped them good, negative and positive. Negative here, positive there. I need to secure the battery, but it's just sitting in there for now. And the pedal for this one, if you ever get one like this one sat in the rain, $10 pedal there, the wire in the back was bad, wasn't making good connection, so we fixed that with that. But both Power Wheels, this one was sitting out in the rain for a while, battery and charger was junk. That one's at least 10, if not 11, 12 years old. We've had it in a number of derbies. You can see how it's all beat up. So here we go. That's a high RPM drill battery, and my son is a 9 and probably about 65 pounds. And this is my daughter. She's almost 8 and about 65 pounds. They're almost twins. And this Power Wheel, again, was just sitting out with the tractor battery. So here they are, running around the trampoline a couple times. Go ahead, guys. You see the high RPM, and our gears aren't even right in the monster truck, but it still runs good. And this one again was sitting out in the rain with the tractor battery, and you can see how it's almost as fast. So they run great. If you're looking for a different battery setup, I think they both work and work well. So there you go. 65-pound, 8, 9-year-olds cruising around. And here's just a quick shot of that battery tender that works great. Again, I use it for the street bike, the lawnmower. The battery there we just hooked up for the Power Wheel works great as well. Usually just turn it on at night, leave it plugged in, light's red. In the morning it's green, it's charged and ready to go. Works great.